Hi everyone and welcome to Nzelu Hub, and my name is Robson. Now I want to show you how to initialize a folder as a Git directory. A folder is basically a directory, so initialize a Git directory and be able to track the files, add them to Git and commit them. If you want, you can also push them to a remote directory. So pushing to a remote directory, I'll not show you in this video, but in the next, so that the video becomes small and not so lengthy. So you come here and you just search for CMD. We'll run it as administrator, and well, I'm going to navigate to the desktop. We can do it the usual way, but I think it's more fun this way. So there you go. We are in the Windows directory, then we are in the C drive. That is your local drive. I just clear what is there, then dir to list what is in the directory. So we are going to users, and then we have to find my user there. I think I'm registered on this computer as just PC, so you get to users, you look at how you're registered on your machine. So we come to users. We are inside users. Let me clear this. Let me show what's in users, and then this is what I was saying. What you can see here showing as dir is shortcut for directory, meaning a folder basically. So cd, that is change directory, and I'm going to PC. So PC, it may not be the same with yours. If for example, if you are Patson, it will show as Patson there, so you just say cd into Patson, or whichever how you are registered on your machine. So there you go. I'm on PC. Let me see what's on PC. So I have that. Then I'm navigating to the desktop. So cd, that is change directory to desktop. Let me clear this, and on the desktop I'm going to make a directory. Remember, a directory is a folder, so I'm going to make a folder, and then we're going to go inside that folder. Now what should we name it? Any ideas? Let's name it project. Okay, so I'm going to say mkdir, that is shortcut for make directory. Then I'll say project. Let me say projects. There you go. So when I say dir, as in show me what is on the desktop, we should find our directory named project here. Can we see it? It's right here. This directory created, you can see the time. Let's remove it. Then let's change directory into projects. I think that's how we named it. There you go. So right now, if I say dir, we are inside projects. When you create a folder, when you create a directory, it's not entirely empty. It actually makes two of these directories by default. You see this one and that one. But if you actually with a graphical user interface, you go to the folder, you see what is inside, you will not be able to see this. Nevertheless, it has these two directories, but we'll consider our folder as blank. So what we'll do now is we want to okay, let's initialize it before we can even create files in it. So what we do now, before you do what I'm about to do, make sure that you have Git installed on your machine. If you don't know how to do that, well, I can still, just let me know, I can still make a video on how you can install Git on your Windows machine. But hey, it is pretty simple. Just go to the Git website and download for Windows according to your version 62, 64 bit. Mine is 64 bit. So what we are doing is git init, and that command simply say git initialize, shortcut for that. And there we go. So initialized empty git repository there. So now projects as our directory has been initialized as a git directory. If I say git status on branch master, nothing to commit. Now by default your local git directory is set to master, and git is working on changing that. By default it will be called main. If you create a repository online on GitHub, the default branch is main, and on your local machine your default is master, but they are working on that so that everything becomes main. I love master anyway. Okay, so let's create a file there and then let's track it. Let's system info. Now what this does is show you your system specification. Now we don't want to see them here, we want to create all that content into a file. So what we're going to do is insertion operator, and then we can name our document as my info. We just leave it like that, then we say .txt. okay, so it's loading the system information. It's already done. Let's clear that. Now let's check what is in the directory. So now we have this document, my info.txt. okay, then what I want to show you is okay, let's clear this. Let's say git status. Now git knows that in this directory there is this file, but it is not added to git. Git is not tracking it, so it's saying untracked files. So let's add that to git. So we say git add the name of the file that we want to add, say my info. It is actually like this, .txt, and then we enter, and then let me clear the list. Let me say git status. Now you can see even the color coding changes. So now git is tracking this file, my info.txt, changes to be committed. Now this is not committed yet. Git is tracking it, but if you would like to push it to a remote repository, you need to stage a commit, and from there you'll be able to push it. So we say git commit there, and then we can say my first commit. So this is basically a comment. You can actually say anything there, my first commit, or anything you want to say, but it has to be descriptive according to your project. Suppose you are writing a C++ file, and that is maybe index.c++. According to the purpose of that file, and you can, maybe you've worked on a certain portion, maybe you've configured a bug, you will be able to write the comment appropriately. Okay, so So now that one has been committed. Let's clear this. Let me say git status, nothing to commit. The working what tree is clean. Now suppose you want to see what is on that document right here in the terminal without looking at the graphical user interface or the folder on the desktop. What can you do? Here's how. So let's say dir because we want to see that. So you can say more and then the name of the file, that is myinfo.txt, and this is what is on that file. Basically this is your specifications for the machine. Okay, so that's how you initialize a directory as a git directory. I've only showed you that, but you can do a lot. What about git push? What about git push? What about git pull? So in another video, I would like us to have a git account. Probably show you how to create a git account. We create a remote repository, then we'll be able to push our file to a remote repository. So I'm going to close this video. I don't want to be too lengthy.